As if it couldn't get more dramatic after the audio tape was released, tonight happened. Let's get into it right now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Chest pop. In honor of Lala and James Kennedy going back in the studio together, this is their last
little rap
banger, Feeling You,
Yes.
which quite the banger.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not the only banger going down.
That was good, Gina.
That was good. Wow, as if the drama couldn't get any crazier than this week happened.
It was
Let's
too much.
get into the conversation. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And also, we just want to say thank you so much for joining in on the conversation throughout the week, adding to the comment section. You guys are actually awesome. We love all the love and support. You guys are great. Anyways, I am Tiege Dooley-Panko. You guys can find me at TiegeDP, Tiege DP. See ya there. Mostly Insta. Anyways, here's that.
Hi guys, I'm Zack Peters. You can follow me at Just Plain Zack. I have a lot of tweets that go out during the show.
Yes.
Lots of feels.
Yes, they're great. Again, I am Serio. You can follow me on Twitter at Serio or on Snapchat and Instagram at Serio.
And I'm Stacey Olivas. You guys can find me all over social media at Stacey Olivas.
Amazing. Also, you guys, Lala Kent came into the Tomorrow Show this week
she did.
and talked to Kevin Undergaro. If you guys haven't seen the interview yet, it's incredible. She spills some serious tea. Zach was there.
Yeah.
He's going to give us the rundown of what happened. We've all watched it, so we want to
So
talk about
much
that.
tea.
That is going to be in tea time later in the show. But just to let you know, we are going to be talking about that. I love her because she just says everything. She really does not hold back, and I love her.
herself.
And that's why she's so great on the show. Anyways, we'll get into that at tea time, and we'll do our official tea time soundtrack. Anyways, here we go. Let's take it from the top. So the beginning of the episode, we, of course, have to talk more about this audio from Faith and the fact that Jax was caught saying, I'm not even attracted to Brittany anymore. I'm not going to marry her. And the funny part is, when this all goes down, James, like a dog with his tail between his legs, runs to the apartment where the guys are camped out and says, by the way, it was Lala and Ariana. Okay, bye. Just because he doesn't want to get in trouble for it. But really, we find out later in the episode that it was James who took the audio from Faith's phone and sent it to himself. So, I mean, this is all crazy. But what do you guys think about this? We hear more about this audio.
I can't say it enough that, like, I fell in love with James this episode. Like,
Yes.
everything
Yes.
about him
Yes.
this week. Like, normally, like, he was really douchey, and he's still really douchey, but, like, he, like, earned my respect. Like, the fact that you're gonna take her phone and then steal the audio and then, like, slip it to the girls and then have it all come out and then be like, I didn't do anything. Like,
Right.
that was... And then his rap songs, like, I just love James this week.
He was
He had a
so
good week.
funny. I loved when he ran away. He took the alcohol with him, which I thought was a good move for him.
Yes, that's
And I
funny.
just loved when all the girls were sitting around and he was like, what is this? Like, what are you guys doing here? And they're like, no, James, like just leave. It was just so much. But I felt like it didn't come from a mean place at all. I felt like that was literally him.
I feel like he's like a little brother for all of them. Like, it's like a love-hate relationship
Yeah.
with him, too. They're
Totally.
like, oh, you're just an annoying little brother who we still accept and include in our crowd.
I think we liked him this week because we didn't see Raquel. And that
was
storyline wasn't
irrelevant.
forced. Yeah, because think of how obnoxious it is to see him with Raquel, and it's like, is this real? Do we really believe this relationship is happening? And the fact that we saw James be James, and like he was, I guess, single James this week because she wasn't there. Like I was into it.
Ooh,
I
that's
think
a
we
good
need to let her
point.
go
That's
together.
a good point.
Like, she doesn't really add anything to it,
No,
the show.
she doesn't. She
Anything.
just smiles and she's pretty, but like they're all pretty.
Yeah.
I feel like he definitely, like, coming off of what you said, he has more fun with his
Yeah.
friends than he does with his girlfriend. Like, all the other ones are clearly in a
Because
relationship
it's a
with
show
others.
that he has to put on when he's with Raquel.
Wow.
Right, and well, it might be a part of the fact that she just joined the cast, so maybe she just doesn't know what to say. You know, these girls are pretty primed, the girls that have been on the
But I
show.
feel like,
He's
haven't they been
not-
dating for a while?
He's not himself
Raquel?
around her.
They're not really giving her any film time. Like, they're not shooting her
Because
at
she's
all.
boring.
She might
like-
not have a lot to say.
She
I don't
obviously.
think she does.
No.
I don't know. I mean, unless someone
really
slips her
don't.
some info that she could like get inserted, but
Some
she just
alcohol.
doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't really
alcohol.
have. I mean, I don't know her. We don't know her yet, but I
We
feel
don't.
like she might not have the
don't wanna know
personality. You are hating. I think she's really cute. I think
cute.
She's pretty, but like pretty only gets so far.
True. You know,
Yeah,
we'll
she
see.
doesn't have much.
Give
to
us
say.
some drama.
And I think she's fine with that. But I think she's fine with not having anything to say.
Yeah,
I really do. She comes across as like, why are we saying mean things about this girl?
Yeah,
I'm like realizing what
I
I'm
think-
saying, and I'm like, stop.
James shines more without her.
Yeah.
Compare the scenes with him with her and the scenes without her. James is way better with her.
Well, maybe
Compare the
not
scenes-
shines. Maybe just is more entertaining. I think he tones himself down a lot when he's around her because he is, you know, known to be
gotta
kind
be
of
a
an
man.
idiot.
He's got to
yeah.
be straight around her.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
because when he was hanging out with that guy friend, compared that hanging out to when then Raquel showed up for being away for
Oh, yeah,
so
when
many
he was with
months,
Logan.
why wouldn't you want to see your girl?
Yes.
I don't know.
He was fun when Logan was in the room, and then when Raquel got back home. That's a good point, Sarah.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know what you're trying to say, but
Raquel came home and the boner died. That's all I'm saying.
oh my gosh, Zach
Okay,
is
what's
doing
that?
it. Zach is there, and it is Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Day.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so then we get into the fact that Tom. This really irked me. That Tom was upset with Ariana because she revealed the audio at the party. Which, I mean,
She didn't.
She did the right thing.
She didn't really reveal it. Like,
Lala and Ariana
Yeah,
together.
but she gave her, like, she's like, look, like, she didn't come into the party and be like, I have this audio recording,
Totally.
listen to it. She was like, I don't know if I want her to hear it. She was like conflicted as a friend. And then she's like, do you want to hear this? Like, she gave her the option.
I know.
Obviously, she was going to say yes, but she gave her the option.
I know, because she
Right.
was worried about saying, like, oh, should we show this or should we not?
Yeah.
And she did. I just find these guys I just was really disturbed by all the guys, well, not all of them, but most of them in this episode.
I
just
know,
felt
no
like
one. No,
I felt like it was high school.
I just
like
felt
the
like-
guys gang up against the girls, and it's just like, oh my gosh, my bro, and then it was the
Yeah.
girls like,
Yeah.
oh, he's treating
What
me
is
so
this?
badly.
Like, you're all
I-
in committed
right?
relationships, long-term committed relationships. Some of you are married, and you're still gonna have bro code over your girl.
No,
like,
grow
no.
the F up.
yeah,
I know,
no.
it was just like, and then they were all just saying to be respectful and that. And then I think Tom was saying something to like, she should have better judgment or whatever. And I was like, no, her girlfriends were just coming to her, telling
Yeah.
her the truth. What judgment would you have when Jack's, it's not this, like, it's Jack's first time.
Yeah.
If it was his
Right.
first time, maybe there would have been a different judgment. But it was
Yeah.
like,
Well, and
happened
here's the
so many-
thing.
It just,
I think it's just immaturity.
The guys all they kept reversing the heat this week. It was like the girls would do something that, you know,
Yeah.
they were
Do that,
sticking up
yeah.
for each other, and then immediately the guys were like, oh, "It's your fault.
Yeah.
Take responsibility for your actions." Are you kidding me? This
But
is what
they
really
have no
got me.
accountability.
Well, right, and when Jax said,
Oh, yeah.
what you need to take responsibility for your actions, you pulled out the phone, the audio during the party. Are you really going to blame her for that?
I know. I hate when guys do that. It's something that clearly they know they did wrong.
Right.
They can't
Deflection.
admit it.
Deflection, yeah, take
And
the
then,
blame
but
off themselves.
I feel like girls then feel like they're like crazy or something, and they're like, "Really, is this happening?" And I feel like that was probably what Brittany was thinking, but she's like, "No." And then when you stick up for yourself, most guys always still try to like
Flip the
Twist it.
script.
twist it,
Flip
and
the
Yeah.
it's
script.
so
He
I hate it.
Ended it when they were talking at the end. I know I'm jumping ahead. I'm sorry, Teague, but when they
No.
were jumping at the end when they were talking, and he's like, "I cheated on you, but what did you do to
Right.
make me
Thank
do
you.
that to you?"
Yes.
And I was like,
I'm telling you guys, he's
Right.
He literally said, I
douchebag.
think he didn't even say like she or he said, "What did it do to make me do
Right,
that?"
Yeah.
right. What
What
was
did
the
it-
relationship?
like it was
What
your
was
fault.
it?
You caused it.
Yeah.
You must have not been giving me attention. And then
"Yeah, you weren't pretty enough, so I had to
yeah.
go and bang another girl." Like, how? What?
Right.
I couldn't.
You know what? And okay, I know we should get into it later, but I just have to say, I was definitely Team Brittany, and I've always supported her. I still am like, no. Last week I was like, you know what, girl? I see you are conflicted. You love this guy, and like I've been cheated on. Like I get that it's tough. Now I'm done. I'm done. I'm officially done because
I'm done.
if you get that much.
I'm done. Yeah.
If you get the audio, you have to walk away. Now I don't feel bad for you anymore. I'm not on your side, and I hate Jax because he's not only a bad guy and he's a cheater. That's not that's not even as big of a deal to me as how horribly rude he is to her.
Yeah, I feel like he's totally
that's
abusive. I totally abusive to her.
We saw him yell at her in the street
Isolated from
when
her
she
family.
left. Yeah. We saw him yell at her in the street. We saw him yell at her over the phone.
It's her fault.
It's
All his
always
actions
her fault. Like the way he screams at her and
hell
like
no.
throws it back onto her. Like, you deserve this. Like,
It's your, let me break your self-esteem more and put you down more. I feel like she's stuck. I feel like he's messed with her mind so much that she's stuck and everyone around her is like, get out, but she stays. And I don't.
but they
I
don't tell her
get
to
it.
get out.
They
don't
They
tell
just
her
say
to
like,
get out.
you are a strong person. You're confident. Your
Do you
job
think they
is
just
great.
give
They
it
don't
up?
want to. They don't want to judge her. I get it. We've
don't-
all had friends that like you don't
Yeah.
agree with their decisions, and
That's
like you're
right.
not in that relationship, so like you
It's
want to
hard.
just like support her, you love her, but like, oh, I can't do it anymore. I can't.
I think she's a
can't.
great person, but no. I'm
No,
not for it.
I mean,
no.
You
I think
can't have
her as a
respect for somebody
person-
that doesn't have respect for themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's true. And how, I mean, we learned this episode that her mom's been married 4 times too and doesn't even, she's like, it's hard when someone cheats. But I'm like, why isn't anybody telling her, move back or get away from this whole, like,
Well, I think
scene? You need
she
to,
really
like,
needed to listen to Stassi
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Stassi's been through it.
Yeah.
and
The
she's
exact
just,
same
like,
guy.
I honestly think she needs to come across a guy in her life that said what Stassi, like, that admires her and, like, treats her well. And I think when she sees that, then maybe in her mind she'll be like, oh, that does exist.
Like, you
I don't
only
know-
accept
well,
the
right,
love
I
that
don't-
I mean,
yeah.
you have to remove yourself from the situation, I think, in
Yeah.
most cases. Like, you know, it's hard to get over someone, obviously, but I feel like she just needs to, like, eject herself.
Yeah.
She can
Take
still
some
have
time
all
for
those
herself.
friends.
I
And
think it's your
Completely.
self-esteem. I think it's only you only accept the love you think you deserve.
Yes.
So you're only going to accept. She doesn't believe that
Absolutely.
she can get anyone better. Obviously, from
And
her
I-
actions,
I
like,
think,
it's sad.
Like you said earlier, like if when a guy cheats, yes, it's hard.
Yeah.
But he didn't just cheat. He
Right,
repeatedly cheated.
and he's horrible.
He has continued
No
to
remorse.
do this to his previous girlfriends. He's continued to do this to you. Like, what makes you think he's gonna change now? Like,
Right.
especially when everybody has given him a hall pass to like.
And you give him a hall pass.
Yeah.
She gives him a hall
Yeah.
pass every.
She still sleeps with
And
him.
you guys, we learned also that no girl has ever. He has never broken up with any girl. Like, every girl has
Yeah.
left
because
him.
I think
because
he
he's
thinks, like,
horrible.
it's fine and that they'll still stick with him.
Totally.
And then he'll just find another girl.
And then it'll,
that's
yeah. But it, so many things just irks me. Like you just said, like she thinks it'll change, and she literally just said it at the end too. She's like, something just serious has to change, and I feel like she's said that statement so many times.
And he literally is like, okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're annoying. Basically, that's what his
He knows
response
he has
is.
power
I
over
saw
her.
it, like,
yeah, he
her-
knows
it.
now. Now
Yeah.
he knows.
I thought her
Oh my
talking to Lisa was gonna be like something of her, like taking responsibility and like owning up
Putting
to
her
it and
foot
being
down.
like, because that seemed really genuine. Her
Yeah.
talking to Lisa, and I was like, great, we're on to something. But then she had that conversation with her mom, and I was like, just no, because it seems like she came back from having a big fight, and she was like, okay, like we're making up. We're moving. That's how it felt like.
Yeah.
And I was like, she shouldn't be the one feeling that way.
No.
He should be feeling that way.
and he
wanna
doesn't
know-
even apologize.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. I want to
Doesn't
know
care.
what he does to win. Like, what's that action that he takes that wins her back? Because we know they get back together in the
Honeymoon
end. So I
phase,
want to
maybe.
know. Yeah,
I don't
wanna
know. I don't
what
know.
it is. What is this big change? Epiphany moment that he has that makes her say, "Okay, despite everything, even watching it back now, despite everything, I'm still gonna pick you, boo. You're my man." Like,
Well, you know what? It might be one of those weird, like, psychological
Yeah.
things where I don't know, it's almost like, when you're first starting to date someone and
Yeah.
they play hard to get, and so you're like, you just want them to, like, want you the same way. I honestly feel like it's like that. Like, he treats her horribly, and for some reason that, like, attracts her more and wants, she wants him to, like, love her and be, like, lovey-dovey, but, like, he, like, doesn't do that.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what makes her keep wanting to, like, make him be like that.
And I think he
I don't know.
prays off her being so empathetic and nice.
Right.
He's like, well, I know how to mess with their head and just get her back. That's what
Yeah.
he thinks. Like, I can get all these girls back. Well, not Stassi, but
Oh, it's
Brittany, 'cause
crazy. I
she's
mean,
so
once
nice.
once people move on, they're like, oh my god, wow, I've seen the light. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like Stassi, once she finally moved on, saw the light. But it takes a while. You just gotta get. I need her to be
she
done
needs to find a new
like that.
man.
I'm done with
Alright,
that.
yeah.
Place that one.
No,
That's
she
I'm
doesn't
done
need
giving
a new
her
man.
excuses.
She needs to be single for
Okay.
a while. She needs to find herself.
Yeah, like
Right.
She needs to experience LA as a single woman with all of her friends. Like she just needs some Britney time.
Yeah.
Get rid of Jax, and I think take a break from some of those people.
I know, right? I know.
It's a toxic environment.
It's tough because it's
It's a
Britney.
lot.
You want Britney to do well. You want.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, on to the next one. Another couple I think should just take like a week off from dating. Ariana and Tom. I think that they just need a quick little break. I think maybe they'd appreciate each other more.
Yeah.
I think that whole fight that they had was like cringeworthy.
ridiculous.
And
It was-
there was like way more stuff coming up than like just what had happened the night before.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
you could tell, and that's just what pissed me off. Just from everything else, still, it's just like he had no empathy for her at all.
No.
He could see how it upset her, especially the next day when she was crying and just. It's true. Like when the one person that you love and you care so much about and you want to make them proud and like have respect for them, and when he just did not take her side at all, that like really does hurt someone. And
Oh,
you could see
totally.
that. But then he came back and yelled at her. Like he
Yeah.
didn't like take a second like he told her to do. Take a second last night, and he just like went for it with her. Like there was a lot more to it than what they were fighting about.
Right.
But it just didn't seem.
But like even in that instance, even in that case where there's more underneath it, like when your friend has wronged his girlfriend, like you don't defend your friend, like you call him out, and you don't then flip on your girlfriend and put her down when you know your friend was in the wrong.
Right?
Like
That's what blows my mind. It's like you
that's
know.
your girl. Like
Are
that's
they
who you've
serious?
chosen to
Like-
stay with and to be with in a relationship. So like you need to be by her side and defend her. Even if you think that she's wrong, then you don't embarrass her in front of everybody and scream
Right.
at her in front of everybody for what you think was wrong, because you wouldn't do that. And if you were put in that
Because
situation,
you're defending your
Yeah.
friend who cheated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
kind
mean-
of like the Katie and Tom thing, like how Tom takes their side and
Right.
not Katie's
Yeah,
again.
Right. And it's just like, I'm a little bit over the guys, like, not realizing how good they have it. Because
Oh, yeah.
Ariana is a smoke show. She's cool. She's
Yeah.
chill. She's, like, the coolest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
I'm
beautiful.
sorry, Tom.
Yeah.
Why don't you, like, just, like, take that in for a second?
Like-
because she's the bomb.com. And you're, like, treating her like she's not.
Yeah.
like she's an upgrade from Kristen. Like you
Yeah.
had Kristen and then you upgraded. Like let's not try to lose it. And I love
Right.
me some Kristen.
Yes.
Me
I
too,
love
me
me
too.
some
And
some
Kristen.
Carter.
Not
Me
today.
too.
Not today. But like, she's
Yeah.
crazy and I love her.
She's crazy and I love her. Okay, another person we got to meet this episode, which was kind of exciting, Billy, who is friends with Lala.
I want to see how this progresses. Like Billy
know.
slept with somebody, and we're about to find out like
Yeah.
who Billy screwed. Because like,
Yeah.
no,
Just kidding.
I mean,
oh
come
my
on.
gosh.
Like, they introduced Billy and they gave her like, her name at the bottom. We
Yeah.
saw some B-roll of her too. Like she's gonna fit
I know,
into
and
this
Lala
story.
Gonna
even like
be
mentioned
something.
her.
What is that?
She screwed one of the guys.
oh my
I think
God, it's getting crazy.
I think it's possible because I mean you don't get intros like that
Yeah.
unless you're
No.
gonna be a part of the show, unless you're gonna
Maybe
be
Scheana's person.
Wow.
Maybe she had sex with
Maybe.
Scheana's guy.
Maybe so.
Right.
I don't know. He's like the last
I
one.
just-
I
I
would
think it
guess.
has to
But
be
I'm
one
just
of the.
trying to think of like who else.
Maybe it
literally
was,
any of them at this
But I mean,
point.
like Scheana's so hot on the trail about like her and her relationship, so I feel like something needs to happen
Yeah.
to make what she thinks come to light actually, because nothing's actually happening with what she
Yeah.
is thinking.
Oh my god, that
I
whole.
cannot.
I think it was
Are we-
James.
what? No, I don't. Why? Oh.
That was
That's
Maybe
a
James.
prediction.
Maybe Billy and
maybe,
James.
James.
But I don't know. Well, we'll get into tea time.
Oh, we
because
can't
I'm
wait.
We'll get into-
thinking
yeah,
about
we'll get into
James.
tea time.
Okay, so then we see a short clip of Patrick and Stassi out to dinner with Katie and Tom. I actually
Makes
really
me so
like
sad.
Patrick. He seems actually really cool.
Yeah.
And it
it's
makes me
just,
so
like,
sad
sad,
seeing
yeah.
them so happy in their
Right.
relationship now,
Right.
knowing that they break up.
Right.
Cause that not that like man crush moment that Tom had on Patrick. 'Cause he's like, you just have it together so much.
Oh my
Tom looks
gosh,
like-
so
you need to stop
embarrassing.
sucking up
Yeah,
on him.
and you know what's weird? It's like, Tom, you're about to open up Tom Tom,
Yeah.
you know, this bar, and you're gonna be like a boss, kind of. And he's acting like this, like,
Immature.
like 16-year-old
Yeah.
that's like out to dinner with like a CEO. He's like, you got your stuff together and I like so don't. Like, I don't know
He's
what's
like,
going on.
I forgot I made out with this girl in Vegas.
Yeah. I'm like,
but
Tom.
you don't have to come to the table with that. Like, you
Yeah.
can be like, hi, Patrick, nice to meet you. I'm opening up a restaurant. Not, I made out
Yeah.
with some girl and
Yeah.
I don't remember. Here's
thought
my
that was,
story.
Yeah, I thought it was weird. I was like, that's not Tom. Like,
No.
Tom, calm down. Like, be
So immature.
a man. Yeah. I thought that was really
Yeah.
weird. Awkward.
Tom may also
interaction.
need to find himself.
Yeah.
I feel like some of the
Tom.
people need to go on a find themselves
Yeah, we
retreat.
need
Right.
to go on a
I think so.
trip
A wellness.
to like Bali. We need to do some ayahuasca. Like we need
Right.
we need to
Because
look
they
in-
can all definitely come to the table with a lot more than what they're saying.
I
Right.
think they're so caught up in this character of having to be a part of this show that they don't push themselves to be more than just friends that work at a restaurant. And I
Right.
feel like, but they could, like,
Well-
you've seen so many reality stars on these shows kind of build their own businesses and launch their own brands. And I just find it so interesting that they're still so caught up in that mentality of
In the
like, this is
drama.
only where I am.
Well, some of us are trying to go a little bit higher, and do you know who I'm talking about? Lala, Tom, and James go to the studio together.
Yes.
Lala is singing, Sandoval is playing the trumpet.
Oh my
Awfully.
gosh.
That was so
That
bad.
trumpet.
Pretty poorly, I'd say.
That was so bad.
That made me very uncomfortable.
Because
It's
he
like-
thought it was so good.
He was really into it. He's feeling himself. He was like, I'm
Did
doing
they-
He was
great.
feeling
Right.
that trumpet more than he's feeling Ariana.
No, for sure.
For sure.
That's, yeah, undeniable.
He definitely didn't have to audition for that. It's like, did they just ask him to bring an instrument and be like, you're going to play this?
I think he just showed up and he's like, I brought an instrument. Like, I came to help, guys.
Yeah.
I don't even think they asked him to do anything.
Yeah, I'm just not. I would really love to hear what that track actually ends up sounding like. I
Yeah.
do know that we will hear in the at the end of the season. There's the kind of like Lala has this
Oh,
party.
yes.
Remember she was talking about it with the interview with Kevin Undergaro that there is going to be this like fun music party where she releases her music and Stassi hosts or party plans.
Yes.
Anyways,
Nice.
so we can look forward to that. Okay, then we see See You Next Tuesday event by James.
Yes.
And he's DJing. And it went well, it looks
Yeah,
like.
Looks like it was fun.
Very busy.
I'm
Well, I
proud
mean,
of him.
Yes, but let's be real. Like, if you've been in
21
Sir
months.
Lounge,
Yeah.
that strip is tiny.
Small.
That is so
Small.
small. You can fill that up easy. That was probably like 80 people.
I would even say less.
I was really excited for him. I mean, he stuck to what he said. He acted responsible.
Yeah.
It was great.
Lisa was impressed.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
came back in
Yeah.
good graces.
Yeah,
brought in
I
people.
thought it was great.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's exciting for him.
The white Kanye came to kill it.
Oh gosh, I can't with that.
And Raquel was there.
Yeah,
for
Raquel
a
was
second,
there.
if y'all missed it.
Yeah,
Quick-
she
quick
was there.
B-roll shot
Quick
of her.
She
B-roll.
was there.
What else happens here is Scheana confronts Jen, who Jen is the girl who I guess came up with the information that Rob was seen kissing a girl at Toca Madera, and Scheana confronts her. You know what I thought this was?
What?
I thought this was like well, it was weird, but then Scheana was like providing her with like an alibi,
don't
and then like
understand-
not
I didn't
letting her
understand
talk back.
any of
She's
that.
like, okay, yeah, this is
Yeah.
right, yeah, okay, She's making
She's
sure.
like,
I didn't
she's
get
like,
it.
I have you right now, so I'm gonna film this scene and set the record straight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a chance to tell the story, but wait, I'm not gonna.
I'm gonna tell it for you.
what happened. Like he was, he spun her around. Maybe he was kissing her. Maybe he went down on her, but like he didn't cheat on me. Like I'm like,
Oh
what?
my
Like it was
Right.
such a delusional. Like,
Delusional.
I'm just gonna repaint this whole picture, and you're just gonna agree with me, and it's gonna be fine.
Everything's
Like,
perfect.
He didn't cheat on
Yeah.
me, right?
I can't.
And
I
she's
can't.
just, you could tell, like, Jen was, like, looking at her, like, scared, like,
So awkward.
She was like,
okay, if you want to say that's what happened, sure.
So like
She didn't
Scheana
even
knew.
let-
Oh wait, sorry.
No, she
No,
didn't
she-
even give her a chance to like say,
Say
what
anything.
No.
Yeah, she knew what happened, and then she was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna paint it in a better light so it doesn't look
Yeah.
that bad." He kind of maybe slid onto her mouth and kissed her, or
Yeah.
whatever she said.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe
it's
it
fine.
was- yeah.
It's
But-
fine. He used to date her. It's okay. He didn't cheat on me.
Yeah,
I'm
cheek, maybe lip, I don't know. That's like direct quote. It was like, kissed on the cheek, lip, but I don't know.
and she's like, but it's over now, so it doesn't matter. And like I was saying to Zach, I was like, but last week, what she was saying was like, oh, that didn't happen
No,
at all. Like,
yeah.
no, he wasn't there. We were by each other's side the whole night.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Wait,
were.
where was she? Was she there?
That's literally
Oh,
what she
and that's-
said, though.
And she
Right.
tweeted it
Yeah.
last week,
She
too,
said we were
that
by
he
each
was
other's
by
side.
his side the
But
entire
this-
night.
this week,
Right. Yeah.
she was like, and I talked to him, and yeah, they twirled, and
You know,
You're
maybe they
right.
had sex after.
the
Who
girl
knows?
literally was in shock.
Oh my
'cause
gosh,
she,
you're so right.
Jen did nothing wrong. She was just saying that she was at work. Her friend was like, "Oh, I used to date him. I'm seeing that she's dating Scheana now.
Right.
So what's up?" And they're like, "Yeah, they are." And Sheena's like, "Yeah, blah, 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 blah." And then they were like, I would have been like,
No.
go with it. Like, if that's your story,
But
girl.
why was she fighting everyone else that this didn't
she-
happen? That's not who he is. And she's still saying he's like the most loyal man ever.
Well, and wait, can we talk
Whatever.
about how
I
he,
don't know.
he
I'm
responded to
confused.
her comment last
Oh,
week?
yeah,
Because remember,
that- yeah.
her excuse last week was that he doesn't like to kiss.
Yeah.
He's not a kisser.
Yes!
And then he came out the other night and
On
he's
Watch
like,
What Happens Live,
yeah,
right?
He's
Yeah.
like, it's not that he's like, I do like to kiss, I just don't like to kiss in public.
Well, at restaurants you do, and people that
With
aren't your
ex-girlfriends.
girlfriends. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some muddy water here.
I
It's
just
muddy.
feel like Scheana can really be liked, but she is not doing
She
a good
works very
job.
hard.
No.
Yeah.
She just doesn't show her true self. She
Right.
doesn't show it. And if she honestly just did, with all the flaws and everything, I think so many people would love her.
She's
She has
incapable.
she's a lot to like.
Unfortunately, she's
But-
incapable of doing that. She can't.
But like they were saying, she's kind of embarrassed because she doesn't want people to see that she kind of made the wrong decision by rushing into this relationship so fast.
But I feel like doing what she's doing makes her look bad.
Yeah.
So,
like,
of
course-
think about it. We like Stassi. We like Lala. Why? Because they own their flaws. They come into it. They're like, look,
Totally.
this is me. It's not perfect, but look, this is what it is. Where Scheana tries so hard to just not. She's so insecure that she doesn't want to look bad, and she doesn't want her life to not look perfect. That it just comes off as she's trying way too hard.
Right.
When she doesn't need to. Because
She doesn't
she'll be
need to.
liked.
But
And-
then
Right.
I get it, understand her, because then she has to bite her words. Like she was raving about this guy, telling everyone he's so great and everything, and then he's cheating on her. So I mean, she's probably embarrassed. I think she's embarrassed.
I was like, look at Brittany. Let's take a play both.
Yeah, I cannot. Well,
We
okay.
have two different people on the spectrum
yeah,
here.
it's true.
So should we get into the Lala interview? Because there's some things
Sure.
that are
Yeah, you should.
that cross over. So it's officially tea time. Clink your cups. It is time for tea.
Tea time.
Okay, so the Lala interview. She came in to AfterBuzz Studios this week, and there were so many juicy things that happened. But one thing I thought was funny is that she said that Scheana believes she's the Kim K of the group, which I think is funny because we were just talking about how she wants to seem like she's perfect. Isn't that funny that she said that?
Yeah.
And she was kind of actually throwing some shade on Scheana. She's like, Scheana
else did
doesn't
she say?
ever ask how I am. She knows I was doing this lip stuff, this lip line. She's never once asked how she is. I guess Lala always corresponds with her and says, hey, how you doing? How's your thing in Vegas going? And she's like, I don't remember the last time Sheena's ever asked how I was doing. So she's like, it's kind of a one-sided friendship. And I thought that was really interesting for her to reveal.
Wow.
Yeah, I think so. Kevin asked Lala if she thought that Stassi was the Bethany Frankel of the show, as like the breakout star, and she's like, I'm the Bethany Frankel of the show.
Lala.
And then I asked her, I was like, well, do you think Scheana because Scheana came up in conversation, I was like, do you think that Scheana thinks that she's the Bethany Frankel? Because I feel like that's kind of obvious. She was very big in her own head. And she's like, no, I think she's the Kim K of the show. And then that's when she got into the tea about how Scheana just is so self-absorbed and just not aware of the people around her. And I think that comes off on camera. Like,
does.
she's very, like, into herself. And you see it, like, even when the drama's going on, she's in the background taking selfies.
Selfies.
And I think, I feel like it's interesting when you're on an ensemble cast like this where you kind of have to be friends in order to film a show. But at the same time, like, if you want to, like, these are also people that knew each other prior to filming, so I feel like there should be some types of friendships. Like,
Of course.
and Lala seems like she really wants to be a genuine friend to
Yeah.
the other girls, and she talked about how she made up with Stassi and Kristen, and I don't know. I think Scheana is just too into herself, and now the whole Las Vegas thing, like, now she really feels like she's
Oh,
the star of the
definitely.
show.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's unfortunate because, like we said 5 minutes ago. She could be so much more likable.
Yeah.
Totally.
If she were just more of a human being and not an Instagram filter.
And I really don't think
Amen.
it's that hard to check in on someone.
No.
Like,
No.
if you
Lala
really,
even
if you
said,
really
like-
are so busy,
Yeah.
great. But
Yeah.
it's not hard to call or text.
Lala straight up said, like,
anything.
we'll be in the same room, and she won't even ask how I've been or anything.
Yeah.
Like, that, like...
Well,
It's
maybe it's
weird.
How
because
are you?
yeah.
How are you today? How was your weekend?
I mean,
But it's weird. It's like it's almost like a competition thing, kind of. I feel like she
Yeah.
doesn't really want to hear like how anyone else is doing because if they're doing better than her, she just can't hear it.
But
So
it's just like, that is such an
Sad.
ugly quality. That's like, I don't...
and maybe she's feeling self-conscious after the whole
think
divorce
it's
thing. Everything,
insecurity.
her
There's
life
so much going on.
kind of
yeah.
crumbled for a second, and I think she just was pretending like it was all butterflies and roses right after. But I'm sure that it took a toll on her.
And maybe
That's
she's
when you
cautious.
need your friends. Like
Right.
when you're that insecure straight after a divorce, like you're in a place where you need these people around you, and if people are willing to be around you, then like take advantage of that and appreciate that. Don't
Yeah.
crap on it.
Yeah, even if they're just like there for filming, you just use them.
But
Oh,
like
yeah.
Lala said, she didn't want to just be there for filming. She
Totally.
even said she was out the other night with the other girls, but like Scheana is just in her own head.
Right.
She
And I
wants
think
to make
she's
sure
her
to
own
be a
worst
star.
enemy.
I think they need to realize when the friends are actually trying to be friends with them
Yeah.
and not think that they're trying to attack them or
Yeah.
turn it
Or
into
bring them
something.
down.
And
Yeah.
Right.
just see it as them caring for a
Right,
second.
right. Like her confronting Katie, I thought was a little bit ridiculous too. It's like I was trying to be a good friend. Sorry. What?
Yeah, that's exactly, like, they should just realize, like, okay. Like,
Yeah.
it's them trying,
Mhm.
but all right.
So another interesting thing I thought from the Lala interview was her. Lala said that her and Randall Emmett, her boo thing.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
a big
Wait,
bombshell.
that's amazing.
Well, first of all, yeah, she said that they'd been dating for 2 years, which is crazy. Second of all, the craziest thing to me was that they block each other on Instagram.
Wait, what?
They both block each other on Instagram. They can't.
What?
They don't look at each other's Instagram. She says it's because one time he got upset about something that she had either posted or someone had commented about their relationship on her post, and he saw that, blocked her, and then she blocked him, and she's like, no, it's the best way to be. Like, I don't want to see what he's posting. I don't want to see what she did. But then also she said that she saw the post of her getting
Yeah.
on the jet on the
Yeah.
PJ. So I don't really get that.
Well, someone probably, I think somebody
Sent it?
showed her that post as
Got
like,
it.
is
Okay,
this
okay.
you?
Got it.
I think it's weird to block your, or maybe not. I mean, she said that he saw a comment and was like offended about something that someone said about her, which I understand. Like,
Totally.
you know, you don't want to see that stuff. Like your girlfriend's in your life. Like you don't need to be all up in her Instagram. I think social media does ruin
It does cause
relationships.
problems, yeah.
True.
But out of sight, out of mind, like you're still in a relation. I don't know.
You
I
have to
feel like you
support
should
each
be.
other,
I feel like
too.
if you don't take, I have a different opinion for people that think like, oh, we don't follow each other, or like we're not putting a label on it because it causes whatever. I don't necessarily believe that because I'm just like, you can just maybe be the bigger person and just not look so much into it.
Right, and just
Yeah.
support
And
each
just-
other. What
yeah.
about like
Yeah.
liking the things that I'm
Or
doing?
talk about
like,
it and say like, hey, like I saw this is how I felt, and
But you don't need to read
Yeah,
the
but
comments.
if
of
you're
the
in a
post.
healthy,
Yeah,
trusting
yeah. Aren't you
relationship,
busy?
you should be comfortable with
so that's
everything.
why I don't get it. I would just look at the picture and I'd be like, maybe comment like a red heart, move on. I wouldn't be like
Yeah.
snooping like, what did this? Oh, and then I just feel like that's what causes problems when you
Yeah.
snoop.
Right.
But if you just
when you
like,
read too much into things,
Yeah.
yeah, I completely agree. But I thought the juiciest part is when she said that they were together for 2 years.
Yes!
I
Right.
straight up.
So-
okay. So I straight up
They were
asked
That
her.
together
it
during
was-
the marriage.
I asked her. So I was like, well, the other girls kept saying that you were with a married man. Like, what? Like, where did they get that rumor from if you're so adamant that it wasn't true? And she sat there and she's just like, well, I don't know where they got that from. But then she admits that she's been with him for 2 years, and TMZ just announced a few weeks ago that he's only now officially divorced, which means for the past 2 years, because he's only been divorced for a few weeks now,
Yeah.
the past 2 years, he's legally been married.
So did she-
Legally.
Legally.
yeah, they could have been separated, but still,
They were.
You never know.
But still,
pretty
then
sure,
that's
but-
when you say he's legally married.
Of course,
but-
of course.
Exactly.
you
so
just like own
Yeah.
the truth, which
you
that's what
own
it
the
is.
truth. Exactly.
So-
You're like they're separated. Like she didn't have to I think the fact that she hid it so hard is what made it so I mean, and even when I asked her, I was like, well, why did they say that he was married? And she's like, I don't know. That was her opportunity to say,
Like,
well, I
was.
think he was married and they heard that, but they were wrong. Here's the clarification.
Do you guys think she
Right.
broke up a marriage, maybe?
That's what we're debating as well. That's
That-
also
We gotta
a debate.
I mean, a lot
Yeah,
of people are
find us
saying
out.
that. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt.
I
don't
will
know.
say, hearing her talk about, because I know I've thrown a lot of jokes at her over the past couple of weeks about being with a married guy. Hearing her talk about him, even prior to the interview before we were taping, like she really does care about him and really does, like it made me change my perspective and I wanted to believe that he was separated in the past 2 years. Whether or not that's true, I don't know, but I wanted to believe it based off of how much you can see she's really into him.
And she also said she might not get married. She's like, I don't know if we, you know, she doesn't.
She said she would get married if he asked her, but it's
But-
not her preference.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to get married. Like,
Not
it's
that she
something
doesn't
she's
want
just
to,
like-
I
just
think
that
she's
she
happy where she's
Yeah.
at, and
doesn't
she
need
doesn't
to
want
be.
to
For
For
force
her, she's too
anything.
young to
Yeah.
be getting caught up
He
in
has
that.
2
and he
kids,
just got out
right?
of a marriage.
Yeah.
So they should have fun with not having anything tied to them,
Exactly.
Right.
and just
Do you.
Yeah.
Be happy.
Enjoy love.
Enjoy love.
Yeah.
Being in love.
Oh
Don't
my
Yeah.
gosh.
cheat on each other.
Yeah. Okay, so then
And
the
she made a really sorry, I don't mean
No,
to cut you up, but
go.
she made a really good point about why she wanted to keep him off the show was because he has a business and a company and like he doesn't want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really good point. She wasn't hiding it because he was married. She was hiding it because he has his own life outside of this and he doesn't need to be on Bravo TV.
oh, I
Totally.
yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course.
But I feel like if she would have said all of this last season, like it
All
would
the
have ended
questions.
Do you
so
think the
much
producers
differently.
had her like not saying that just to create the suspense?
No,
Like,
I think
No,
she
she
really wanted
really-
to keep it. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
she really wanted to. And you know, I don't know. They work on such different levels. I mean, he's a high-end producer, and she's a reality star. So like, she doesn't really want to drag him through the mud of being on reality TV. I think she probably just.
And I think that's a red flag if your boyfriend wants to be on your reality show.
Yeah,
Totally,
if
yeah.
they're like so for it, people that's like not their life. And she may also want to, because I know they're all like aspiring to be musician or singer or actor, so she may not have wanted people to think like, oh, they're just with each other because he's so known
Right.
and she wants to become an actress or something.
Right.
And I can
Yeah.
respect that.
So then the last tea, I would say, was that Lala predicts James will be engaged to Raquel next season.
what happened to Logan?
But didn't she say like, oh, didn't she say something like, oh, they may get engaged, but not
But he's a
necessarily
free
get married
spirit,
or
she said.
something?
Yeah,
Wait, what
she
does that
said she
mean?
doesn't see
Free
them getting married, yeah.
spirit.
AKA free spirit sounds to me like he cheats or he's
Free
a
spirit
bit of
means
an
like it's
idiot.
an open relationship.
Open relationship, yep.
Yeah.
With who?
Guys
and girls?
I think Raquel is out of sight, out of mind. Like, what she doesn't know doesn't hurt her.
I genuinely, like I said before, feel like Raquel, she always kind of seems like Scheana, where she's happy, nothing could ever go wrong, she's fine, she doesn't hear things, like she obviously hear things, but she won't react in any way, and that's fine with her.
Right.
Wow, that's like
And
the
I
perfect
think you have to
girlfriend
be a specific
for
person
cheating
for that.
boyfriend.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
definitely think like
Wow.
she'll be
If
happy.
she doesn't know about it, she's okay with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wants that ring.
I thought that was interesting. Yeah, James of all people is gonna propose. That's
How old is he?
LOL.
like
24.
24. Oh, I
gosh,
thought he was
that's
23.
young.
And she's young too. She's younger.
I think she is
like
younger. I think
21 or
she's 22. I thought she was
something,
22.
Okay, so
But
that,
I
that
don't
makes
get
sense.
married
That
anytime
makes
soon.
sense.
They
Yeah,
don't need to get
I know.
married
Yeah, like
anytime
let's
soon.
just stick to see you next Tuesday. Like hang out at the club at that day. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, let him have his Tuesday club nights at Sir, and she can go do Vanderpump Dogs, and
Right, and just hang out.
and they just need to chill for a
Maybe
minute.
Right,
it'll be
everybody
just,
just needs to chill. Okay, was there anything else
Everyone
juicy
needs
from
to
the
calm.
interview? You were there.
I thought it was interesting that she dished on the fact that they have to work at Sir in order to be on the show. Mm-hmm. Like but what I found interesting as well was Stassi and Kristen don't work at Sir, but yet like Stassi's still such a big part of the show.
yeah.
But they're
Yeah.
OGs. They're
I think they,
OGs.
yeah, they just.
Well, she said that if you're on Lisa's bad side, you don't get airtime.
Wow,
Yeah,
really?
Kristen and Stassi, Stassi came begging back for mercy, but I think the one that I was really kind of curious about was Kristen, because like she got fired by Lisa on the show. Lisa cannot stand Kristen, and yet she still consistently
Maybe that
gets
just has
airtime.
something to do with like the people that watch it. Maybe
Ratings.
I
that.
love Kristen.
I do too.
I do too.
What
She's great.
happened to
I want more
her?
Kristen.
She's like not.
She's in love.
She's not in
I
Lisa's good
think-
graces. She's
She's
getting
in love
less
right
and
now,
less
so I
airtime.
think she's like kind of distracted and doing that whole thing. Okay,
Maybe
so
more
next
her.
week, oh my gosh, crazy stuff is still going to continue to happen. Brittany's mom flies in, and James and Lala get in a fight. James takes a low blow at Lala's boo and says, "What is
He calls
say
him
a fat
Yeah,
boyfriend?"
Fat boyfriend. That's mean.
I mean, I'm sorry, but it's kind of funny.
It is funny
I
because
mean,
it's also like James is like so young. He's like
A
24
10-year-old.
years old, and this guy's like so old. So
Yeah.
And like
He's probably just
accomplished and
jealous.
like
let's be real.
He's
That's
totally
like your
jealous.
jab.
Because he wanted to bang Lala. He wanted
He
Lala from
did.
the first episode.
Exactly. So he's probably just jealous, and that was probably the only thing. That's the only thing that could come out of his mouth.
Totally.
There's
Yeah.
nothing on
But
him.
they're fine now.
Yeah. What are you guys
It's
looking
just
forward
funny.
to next week? Anything?
I'm looking forward to Brittany's mom coming in town.
Yeah,
No.
she speaks the truth.
She needs to.
I kind of feel like the girls flew her
Tell
in
him.
so she could like give Jax some hell, because she gave Jax hell last time and it made him so uncomfortable and he
Yeah.
left.
Or maybe she's gonna pack up all Brittany's stuff and try to get her to come.
Well, I don't think.
It obviously doesn't work.
Yeah, it obviously
I
doesn't
wanted
work. They're
Mama
still
to come
together.
in and maybe they needed to bring in Mima.
This relationship is just gonna get drawn out.
I just also something that I just want to say from this episode I didn't like is just when Jack showed up at Pump when it was James's DJ night, and they were all like, "Hey man, hey guys, it's Jax," and everyone was like, "Yeah." I'm sorry, but that just needs to not happen anymore.
No.
Because that just pissed, because it's like you didn't even need to go there. Sorry, I couldn't mention that before, but it just came back in my
Totally.
mind.
No. I
Jax
mean, I'm
didn't
done
need
supporting
to
Jax.
be
Didn't need
there.
to, and no
Done.
one needed to be like so about him being there either.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Like I
Annoyed
just
me.
Jax just frustrates me so much because it's like he's like if he would have grown through the seasons, like he would have become a likable cast member.
Right.
You know, and I
Last season, I liked him.
last season he wasn't bad
he was
because
not bad.
you
Wasn't
know
bad.
he had Brittany and they were in a stable relationship and like that was good. But I'm just like, and I get her point. She's like, love isn't so black and white, but like at this point, girl, like
Oh.
it's charcoal, it's dark. We're not in a gray area anymore. Like it's
It's
dark.
And it's so much
It's
more than the
totally
cheating
dead.
for
It's so
Jax.
much. It's
Yeah.
the way he
It's
treats
just
her
horrible,
and talks
yeah.
to
There's
her
nothing
and
good about
holds
him. What is
things
she getting
over
out of the
her.
relationship?
But I feel
Nothing.
like you said that like last season it was like
boyfriend
their
just to have?
relationship and stuff. It probably started to feel too comfortable, as people would say, to Jax. And
Totally.
he needed
Yeah, he
something
needed
to
to
be like,
sabotage it.
and instead of going to Brittany like anyone else to say like, hey, like it's coming a little too like we need to do something.
Yeah.
Faith.
that's what
Faith
happened.
was the answer, and that's never the answer. But thank you guys so
I don't
much
know,
for
some
joining
people
us.
think faith is always the answer.
Yeah, true.
Oh, that was a good one. I like that.
Okay, thank
It
you
is
guys
out
for
of Vanderpump
joining.
Rules.
Thank you guys for joining in the conversation. You guys are thebomb.com. Let us know what you thought in the comments below. If there's anything you're looking forward to next week, anything you guys want us to talk about or investigate, we are investigative journalists here, so we will get to the bottom of it.
Yes.
I am Tiege Dooley-Panko. You guys can find me at TiegDP. I hope to see you guys there this week, and then we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
To my left is
I'm Zack Peter. Tweet me at Just Plain Zack. I have lots of thoughts about the show, and I like to tweet with you guys. Just
Yeah.
Plain Zack.
I'm Sarah Serio, and follow me at Serio.
And I'm Stacey Olivas. You guys can catch me all over social media at Stacey Olivas.
Yay! Vanderpump. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.